Hello, Life of Tarocchi back with another tarot reading. This reading will be for anybody with Aquarius placements in their chart, so welcome. In this reading today, we're going to help you discover your life's purpose. So we're going to ask 12 questions, pull 12 cards, get 12 tarot cards, and then right at the end, we're going to get into some oracle guidance. So be prepared, this will be a super long reading. I will be popping in the video description down below the video timestamps for each section of this reading, so you will be able to come back and go through wherever you like. So Aquarius, welcome to your reading. Welcome to discovering your life's purpose. This is Life of Tarocchi. My name is the Enchantress, and welcome. If you're a newbie, just go on ahead and hit that little subscribe button there. Let's jump right into the reading. Okay. Aquarius. Okay, so Aquarius, we are reading your energy in the 10th house today. And we shall see what else comes up in that respect. Okay, Aquarius. The first house, we're asking, what are your strengths? So we're going to try to pull one card for each house and see how we go. Aquarius' strengths. Take it away, Spirit. Beautiful. We have school and commitment. Beautiful. Teaching and learning and committed to teaching and learning. The pursuit of knowledge. Okay. Second house, second question. Aquarius, what do you love? Ooh. Okay. So we have you love sewing and designing. We've got boundaries, travel and tourism and travel. We have loan, police, and statistics. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to accept those 5 and we'll continue on. Okay, Aquarius, third house, third question is, what is your weakness? So we have here, weaknesses are perhaps what you're doing too much of or not enough of. And if you've worked on a weakness before, you will discover that your weakness is actually a strength. So let's see what that is. So what we have here, all right, so we've got sorry, we have composer, develop or development, bookkeeper, musician, secretary, mail, post and delivery. Okay, so I will accept the first 4. Fourth house, fourth question is, what are your passions? So these are the things that light up that spark inside you. Okay, what are your passions, Aquarius? Ooh, okay. All right, so we do have the physical plane popping up here, bent. Okay, so a lot of work on the physical plane. We have student, beautiful. And we have exam, lovely. Okay, we'll do a quick shuffle. Fifth house, fifth question is, what you can be paid for. So it's putting those skills to work for you. All right. What you can be paid for, Aquarius. Okay. We have secretary, blogger, critic, or other writers. We have elders, you amazed me, and spells. Beautiful. Okay. 6th house, 6th question is, what does the world need from you, Aquarius? All right, let's see. What does the world need from Aquarius? All right. We have nutrition, new, how you made money previously, chauffeur, we've got bone and slice, translator, and choreographer. Okay. I'm going to leave that one out. Okay, so 7th house, 7th question for you, Aquarius, is what is your profession? Okay, we've got correctional and jail. I will go one more. Bank. Okay. All right. 8th house, 8th question is, what is your mission in this lifetime, Aquarius? Let's see. Okay, we've got physics and astronomy. Beautiful. One more, please. Nice. Clay, concrete, glass, and stone. 9th question is, what is your first award or achievement? All right. We've got books, authors, books, scripts, and edits. And we've got shop fit out. Wonderful. I love that energy. All right. 10th house, 10th question. What is part of your purpose, Aquarius? Okay. We have... Okay, so part of your purpose, we've got glass and surfaces, plastic surgery, insurance, money, market. Okay. 11th house, 11th question is, what do you do on your downtime? Awesome. Okay. So, on your downtime, Aquarius, we have career, massage therapy, spray paint, supervisor. All right. Oh, when did that come out? My goodness. I'm going to have to rewind the video. So noting this energy over here is future. So we're talking about toolmaker. There's something you're inventing to make more resources. And it's in the area of credit and loan. I'm so sorry I missed those ones over there. Okay. All right. So we've got message revealed from Spirit. Okay. So Spirit's coming in through the 12th house and speaking directly to any of these houses, or direct messages speaking straight to Aquarius placements for their purpose. Oh, okay. All right, let's do this. So we have quite a few here. So Spirit's very active in this reading. We've got lifeguard, fashion and jewelry, ambulance and paramedic, restaurant, entertainment. We have strengths, screen and print. Okay, keep these in mind because we can't fit them all on the board today. Lucky number. Okay, We've got hospital ward, masterclass. We have twin flame, spiritual awakening, creative director, and probation. I feel like that this twin flame energy is quite important in the 12th house. Okay, so let's grab some themes for this reading, Aquarius. All right, so what are the themes for this reading? Thank you. What you've been looking for was right in front of you the whole time. Open your eyes, babe. Okay. We've got where you grew up, home, city, town, adolescence. Every time feels like the first time when I'm with you. Only you can decide for you. You're so unique. The way you are and how you are is sensational. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a quick tidy of the board, and then we're going to jump straight into each of the house readings for the tarot. Okay, thank you. Aquarius, so we have the first house is all about Aries energy. So this is you and Aries, Aquarius and Aries, or this is talking about describing your strengths on the surface, on the level of how the eye sees the body. This is you seeing someone else or someone else seeing you in terms of your purpose. So what we have here is school and commitment. So others see that you are dedicated to learning, to growing. This is also the energy that you give to others. You encourage others to learn and to find commitments. Okay, so Spirit, why do we have school and commitment here for Aquarius self-appearance on strengths? Awesome. Okay. So what we have is the Magician and the Two of Cups coming out in between the 7th and the 8th house with regards to self-appearance. So what this is giving me is that, perhaps you want to transform other people's self-appearance so that they feel more inclined to love going to school, to love learning. Because this is like the Magician is bringing the elements together. And to bring the elements together, there has to be some type of knowledge learned in that specific area. So there's a commitment to creation and there's a commitment to love, to learning, to growing. Okay. So it's like others can see this in you, that you have this power. You have this power to teach. You have this power to learn. You have this power to be dedicated and committed. People see this on your surface. So the Two of Cups is a shared love. Okay. And we will read the underlying energy. So what we've got here is burdens. So perhaps, you know, on the surface, things feel and seem very hard, especially when we're going through the course of school, you know, learning through all the processes. Sometimes we can't see where the way out is. But what this is that your strength is being acknowledged through the burdens that you've carried on the surface. Okay? And it's like, what I'm getting here with this commitment is dedication to pursue, because this strength here is coming up, but there's the Two of Wands upright is waiting for your ships to come in. So what we've got here, I'll just grab some crystals to cleanse. So like what we actually have here is, instead of waiting for your ships to come in, there's been a sense of like, we'll just cleanse out that negative energy. There's been a sense, okay, so instead of waiting for something to happen, it's like you've got this dedication to go in and just get it done. Now, why is this Devil here with the Queen of Cups? So something about this is there's maybe some fears, or yeah, so the Devil and the Queen of Cups. There's some fears here around emotions being steady. Perhaps what I'm getting from this energy is maybe that, Aquarius, you've pulled all this together yourself. Perhaps to avoid the ability to not see clearly, to not feel in flow with your environment. Also, what this is this could be working with people who are going through fears of change, like fears to work on themselves, to better themselves. This could be you helping others find their ability to go to school, to commit to learning. Because what this is like there's a commitment of service, and it's through emotions. Okay, so we've got the Page of Swords with regards to this service. So a Page of Swords is someone who's studied, who's knowledge, who's a student. But what I'm getting with this student is that they've nearly finished, they've nearly graduated. Or this is someone who's about to bring forth the information very soon, because it's like the information is on the tip of their tongue. There's something with regards to lack of nurturing or lack of care, especially over time. So this could be, I was picking that energy up before, not being able to see where the end is while you're going through the process. Things can be nourished and cared for in the right timing. And this is why working with the elements is so important, because it's about timing. Okay, so what this is school commitment and your ability to learn to improve, to help others to learn to improve. This energy on the self-appearance, others can see over time that the work that you put in will pay out. Or they see that you are someone who can support that person through educational or financial means. So where you grew up, home, city, town, adolescence, so there's some type of commitment to learning and clarifying the things of the past as well. I always say when we clarify our past, we can see our future. And there's a sense here that while dream state is in operation, there's a need for clarity over what it is that brings value to speculation of the dream state. What I'm getting here is school and dream state works hand in hand. So this is the achievement, a graduation, a celebration. This is heading home because of creative means have been successful. This is taking a trophy home to show all the hard work that you've been doing. And this is the release of stress, of sleepless nights. So there's something about school, the institution of learning, places of learning, that's really important as part of your life purpose, or how others see you working towards your life purpose, Aquarius. It's about improving intelligence and removing stress, whether that's for yourself or for others. But others see you doing that magical work for yourself or they come to you for that magical work. Okay, so let's jump into the next house. Aquarius. So we're going to read the second house, which is Taurus's energy. We asked, what do you love? So Taurus is all about, you know, finances, possessions, the things that you value and you keep around you, you know, all the things you keep at home, all the things you use to express yourself. So we've got here sewing and designing. So bringing patterns and textures together to make new pieces. We have boundaries here. So even with creating, sewing and designing, there are certain boundaries, certain rules you can't cross, especially if the edges aren't equally aligned. You know, we've got loan here. So that brings the concept of borrowing or giving for a period of time, or holding for a period of time. We've got travel and tourism here. So this is like you love getting out, being about, seeing things. And we have police. So there's a sense here that you love feeling safe. And there's also a sense that you love the energy of the law being enforced. So that kind of gives me this energy of boundaries and police. Okay, so maybe you're a police officer. You don't have to be, but these are concepts of, you know, to protect and to serve, or you know, those types of things. So the enforcement of law, making sure things occur correctly, how they should. Okay. All right, Spirit. So we have, okay, so Aquarius and Taurus's energy. We've got, what do they love? Sewing, designing, boundaries, loan, travel, tourism, and police. Whoa, okay. Okay, so this energy is opening up with someone else's energy in this house. So we've got where you grew up, where you came from, adolescence. So there's someone's maybe looking at, you know, reflecting on you over time. If you relate to being a business leader or someone who carves the way for others to follow, you're a leader, people follow you. There's someone who's looking at you as a leader, procrastinating, reflecting on things that you've done over time. Okay, and this is also like what we have here. This could be the energy that you give out to others, you know. So this is like the cards were face down, so maybe this is a reflection of how others see you. So they see you as this business leader who's very strong, very wise. They see you as someone who is able to think for a bit, and through time making that decision as that business leader or an entrepreneur. Okay, nice. All right, so we will read the underlying energy. So the underlying energy is the Knight of, opening up with the Knight of Pentacles. All right, so the Knight of Pentacles is talking about hard work, routine. This, what I'm spirit showing me, someone, I feel like they're trying to describe someone who, not a perfectionist, but very good at what they do. Like, you're so good at what you do that it comes off as perfection. Okay? Perfection, striving for perfection isn't a good thing, but it's a great thing when others perceive the work that you're doing as a state of perfection. Okay? So this is like, you know, others seeing hard work and routine. And two, what this gives me is the things that you love, Aquarius, you've really had to defend for. You've had to put measures in place to make sure that boundaries haven't been crossed. So this is that boundaries card there for me. All right, so we do have the Devil coming up again, and we'll just get some stones out to cleanse that energy. Okay, So we've got the devil coming up with behind all those boundaries, barricades. Maybe this is okay, so we're talking about boundaries here. Oh, just pulled out a ring. Okay. So what we've got here is boundaries. Putting things in place to make sure that then the boundaries aren't crossed, so the rules aren't broken. So the devil is like, you know, perhaps someone doing the wrong thing, someone engaging into negative behaviors. So perhaps doing things that aren't good for oneself, right? So these come under addictions. But this is like perhaps, and fears, okay? So that's like low vibrational energy. So there's a defense here on protecting boundaries. That's heavily important. And then we've got boundaries protected with King of Cups. So King of Cups is someone who is emotionally balanced, okay? So we've got someone who's a leader and someone who's emotionally balanced. Could be the same person, this could be you, or this could be the interaction with you and Taurus energy, okay? That's up to you to decipher how that lands in your life. Feels like the very first time. Why is that popping into my head? Okay. So we've got boundaries in place with regards to keeping things at bay for the right reasons. And we've got here King of Cups. Someone who's mature, really mature. So mature that they're on top of their emotions. Like I've said before, you know, how is it possible for this King of Cups to float across the ocean on a concrete slab? This tells me that these emotions, this platform that this person sits on is very sturdy. Okay. There's something here about... Okay, so this is a boundary and a restriction, but this is also someone not being able to see something. Whether you're dealing with someone who you can see that they're not seeing something correctly, they've got 1 foot on the earth and 1 foot in the water. Their eyes are covered and they are restricted. Now, I feel like it's up to you to decide, Aquarius, if you're looking at another person who seems restricted. It's up to you to decide how that person became restricted. Okay, so there's a restriction here through reciprocity. So an inability to give and take. I'm getting like a business leader directing things where things were able to be give and take, because this is like, these are two I'm getting double contradictions each flip. So what I'm getting is like this business leader is weighing up the good and the bad, the pros and the cons kind of thing, based on where equal give and take is. So this is like Libra energy with regards to services and agreements. So partnerships and relationships, services and agreements. This also gives me too, maybe Aquarius, on the first instance, you're knocked back for some type of loan. But there's something here where, yeah, we've got the world, okay, coming in. So there's something here where don't worry about the setbacks, because they, you know, like we hear other tarot readers say, rejection is protection, you know. and we've got good outcomes with regards to the boundaries that have been put in place. So there's something about a business leader, whether that's you or someone else, you know who this energy is if you're aware and open and awake. So this is talking about the boundaries that have been put into place, or the textures and the colors that are being brought together are working well. This is someone sewing black and white, so the opposite of colors, you know, red and blue, so hot and cold, bringing those things together. All right, so we do have the Hierophant. This gives me this energy you've been working through in this house is that it's been directed from higher source, or it's been organized before you were born. So if you're, you know, if you're quite creative with sewing, designing, or concepts of bringing things together, fabrication, whether that's, you know, on the creative spectrum or on the commercial industrial spectrum, it's the same concept. Things have been cut in order to be brought together for a reason. Okay. All right, so in the past, where, like, in instances where you get knocked back or someone gets knocked back on the first instance, that's protection from rejection. Okay, so that's meant to be. And what this is the Hierophant and the Three of Pentacles is giving me some type of wedding, some type of contract, some type of combining of two. Which brings me back to the Libra, partnerships and relationships within services and agreements. Okay, so that's the energy I'm getting from this. Wow, okay. And then we have healing. So the healing comes after the awareness. Healing comes after the boundary was broken, okay? And there's something about healing. So this is actually your card, Aquarius. They're like, I'm getting you from this card. Aquarius, is that healing, whether you're healing yourself or healing others through sewing and designing, building boundaries, working out some type of loan backwards and forwards. You use it for a while and then it comes back and goes to someone else. Travel and tourism, getting out and seeing things, what's out and what's about. Okay, so even though you're traveling, I still get this feeling of you're protected because you've got police here. So that's that energy there. And when you or this other person goes through this healing process, you get your 10 of Pentacles. That's your abundance in all forms. In every way, so you've been chasing that through life. Okay? So healing, and whether you've acknowledged this in others, helping others heal to get them to their 10 of Pentacles as well. Because this is talking about partnerships and relationships through services and agreements. This is something you love. Or this is something someone has loved to organize for you. Okay, so take that how it resonates. When I do my readings, there tends to be up to 6 degrees of separation, okay? So I might be pulling energy from someone else you don't know, but it could be a friend that's speaking to someone about you who's spoken to another friend who has a family member who's spoken to a cousin and then has a friend who spoke about you. So you have no idea about that conversation and how far that connects, but it's still with regards to that person. So whether that's about you or about someone else, it's identifying how those things come together. Beautiful. All right, let's jump into the next house. Bit of nudity on the bottom here. So, you know, being open to see the truth, being open to trust. Oh, sorry if that was really loud. Okay, let's move into the next house. All right, Aquarius, the third house is Gemini's energy, so Aquarius and Gemini. The third question in the third house, we ask, what is your weakness? So we've got based on weakness. When we work on our weaknesses, they become our strengths. So if you're open to that, amazing. So if you're not, just jump to the next house. So what we have here is Gemini is all about the mind, the communication of the mind, how it thinks, you know, how it thinks about what it sees and what it values, building on those houses as we move in. Communication between siblings, neighbors. And these are also short trips, you know, so short little tourism travel trips. So that's all in this house. So what we have here is sorry, composer, develop or development, and bookkeeper. So what I'm getting here is that, so this is energy in the mind and then within close ties of siblings and home, okay? So this is really saying that, okay, so Aquarius, if you've been waiting for someone to say sorry to you, it's like that person you're thinking about is thinking about saying sorry to you, okay? So we don't always get sorry from the people we need it, but it is showing up as a weakness, okay? So whether you've got someone not saying sorry and thinking about it, or whether you're apologizing too much to someone, or whether someone's apologizing to you, or there's, once again, no apologies at all, the energy here is that sorry is thought of, okay? And what we have here is composer. So composer, you know, this, I'll read it in aura. Sorry for bringing the things together that I thought I needed to develop for the form of value. That's, Spirit just wanted me to read it that way. But what we have here is, we've got develop and development. So I like that that's come with composer, because a composer generally has to bring things together, right? Even though they're composing, it's a development. So composer means, it kind of implies, as I say it now, composer implies that it's taking things away. So to compose or decompose, you know what I mean? So it's giving that energy here. But where we talk about develop, this is giving me that bringing things up, building them up, you know, like we see a building come together. So that's both those energies. I'm getting, we got those energies in that house too. So like seeing the good and the bad. But this is also like, in this house, this is talking about regardless of whether it's good or bad, it was how it was brought together, okay? And we've got bookkeeper. So we think about books hold knowledge, especially over time, okay? So for a book to exist, someone has poured out from their mind, from their brain, their thoughts, the third house, right? And they're putting it into a two-dimensional form as a record of events or facts, whatever, however that information is received, that's up to you to interpret. But what we're talking about here is a book, paper, and someone applying their thoughts to paper, okay? And the keeper means that it's being kept in a specific place. It's safe. It also means that if you are writing your thoughts down, or if you relate to that, the bookkeeper, meaning that you are building on your abundance, right? So I'm seeing someone write things down to bring things back together. So we're seeing dot form and then back into the story, okay? That's what Spirit's showing me with this. All right, so let's see, Aquarius. All right, we got the wheel here as we split the deck. So, you know, regardless of whether you want to work on your weaknesses or not, but this is saying that you've got good outcomes, okay? Good outcomes. So what we have, Spirit, is the weaknesses for Aquarius. We have sorry, composer, development, and bookkeeper. So this is coming out in the 7th house of the 3rd house. So this is talking about partnerships and relationships, close ties, someone else's energy, speaking to this about the mind. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So okay, so there's something about correcting the things that are being recorded, or writing the correct record, because we've got book and bank here. Okay, so there's something about book and bank. So the knowledge that's being placed somewhere is becoming valuable. Okay, but we've got Page of Swords and Ten of Swords in reverse, meaning that someone's ready to release knowledge, and it's also releasing karmic ties. Interesting. So for example, if you've been waiting for that person to say sorry to you, that energy is coming through this reading now. Sorry. Okay? That person may never have the ability to say sorry to you. So for the terms of healing, Aquarius, that energy is being said here in this reading. So sorry, Aquarius, whoever you're thinking of. That doesn't mean you need to forgive that person, but this is to help you heal any discrepancies within value of the self. So this gives me like Page of Swords, someone who studied. Once again, we've got books, thoughts on paper, right? Ten of Swords is the release of karma, karmic ties. We all have karma, good and bad, and we are all responsible for our karma in how we deal with it. Okay? I'm not saying this is your karma, but whoever's karma, whoever's saying sorry, they are releasing that karma. So it's part of what's meant to happen. Okay. So there's also to an energy of you using the knowledge you've learned over time, especially from institutions, to work towards finding better outcomes that align to feeling happier with the values that you keep with you. Or this is speaking to the values that that person keeps with them, okay? So take the energy how it falls. So we've got someone here, underlying energy, we've got 5 and 5. So change is required, and it's certainly needed because it's causing someone to question and stress. Okay? What we have here is things are being stressed about, but this is also, when we say karmic, this is also ties to magic, spells. Okay, so someone is being released, is being free, and someone is also being acknowledged for who they are and what they're meant to do. This energy here is giving me, this person walks to the light even though the stage is lit for them. The stage is a spiritual one. So through that knowledge is spiritual awareness. So that was quite an underlying. Okay, so this person, or whoever's saying sorry, they're saying sorry because they're becoming aware of what they're meant to do or who they are. Because in the past, this person couldn't be celebrated for who they are, so they didn't try to do what they were meant to. What is being governed here is because it's meant to be, because it was planned, because it's part of someone's business acumen, right? It was written on purpose. This is giving me, you know, it was already decided before you were born, and the person who was born, that was decided for, is now implementing those things. Whoa, okay. So someone recognizes what they're meant to be doing. Through the actions of feeling or being sorry, they are awakening to what they are meant to do. So Aquarius, let me know if you've got someone who actually comes to apologize to you, and let me know if that actually gives you any healing. Because sometimes what Spirit's giving me is that sometimes we don't know why we're feeling uneasy. But when the answer comes to us, we realize that's what the problem was. So there's something here, like sorry is so important to be able to move forward and start building again. Yeah. To be able to build on the things that are physically valuable and to be aligned with oneself emotionally. So this is, you know, bum bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, ba, bum ba-da-dum. Oh my God, this feeling's just begun. Saying things on. Oh, it's so bad. Na 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 na. Oh. Okay, so Spirit wanted me to bring that song up to you. See my goosebumps. But I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. Okay. Look that song up because there are lyrics in that song where I feel like you have whether your angels or spirit guides trying to connect with you through the lyrics of that song. I will... head and heart. Joel Corey. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Okay, that's why Spirit was showing me that film clip, because when you watch it, it's actually split into two. So to dark and to light. So please do go and watch that video clip. Joel Corey, Head and Heart. There are visuals for you and there are lyrics in there. Okay, I'd like, if I could show you the goosebumps on my legs, like, so Spirit really, really wants you to do that. So make sure you go and listen to that song. Oh, goosebumps. Okay, so Head and Heart. All right. Okay. I'm going to leave that there because I feel like Spirit's saying all Aquarius needs to do is listen to that song. And it removes pain. It releases pain, okay? That song, that film clip is kind of an example of this. You know, one's very colourful and bright and one's very dull. But somehow they both have the same type of life but have a very different experience of it, because it's based on perception. So someone's learning to see a bit better or to see clearer, meaning that not to just see, it means that they know what they're seeing, so they're able to understand what's happening in front of them. So for someone to come around and say sorry, that means they're aligning their head with their heart. My head and my heart, I can't tell them apart. Wow. Oh, go listen to that song. All right, we're going to come into the next house. All right. Okay, Aquarius, the fourth house is all about Cancer, your early foundations, where you grew up, where you came from, where you were born. So the question we asked in the fourth house is, what are your passions? So we have here physical plane, student, exam. Physical plane, Spirit was giving me XYZ axis. I'm not actually sure if that's correct, but they're saying we need to calculate the 3 dimensions, or the 3 to get the dimension. So we've got student in the physical plane. So this is giving me someone who's studying the physical form, like 3D, Earth, the world, their environment, what's happening around them. And this exam gives the test of knowledge. Okay, the test of knowledge. So it's like, let's see what this is about. All right, so fourth house. So this is, you know, Aquarius and Cancer energy. So these are passions, your passions. Okay, physical plane, student, exam, Aquarius. Five of Pentacles. We've got the polar bear in this picture. So the polar bear, you know, it does have white coat, but because it's placed in the night time, his coat looks black. But either way of day or night, it's still very cold. So we're dealing with something that's cold. Something can only be touched for a certain amount of time, and then it has to be withdrawn. Okay, so Pentacles here and number 5, these are change in values. So interesting. Okay, change in values. This polar bear seeks refuge on the tip of an iceberg. Without knowing how far that iceberg is below the surface, we could only assume that it's big because it's sustaining the polar bear in balance in mid-sea. I'm also getting itchy right foot, meaning that with regards to your passions, it requires you to travel in the present moment. Okay. There is light and awareness to what values are being changed. So whether this is being discovered through you as the student or you being on the other side of the examination. Okay, so marking out what you see. Perhaps you were testing yourself. So being the student and examining your knowledge as you move through the physical plane. So the polar bear comes in the 4th house with the 5 of Pentacles. So there's a change in passions. This deck I always connect to past loved ones because of animal symbolism. Okay, so we do have the Hanged Man here. This particular bird is looking at the future but flying towards the past, right? So usually we look at the past to see the future, but this bird is looking in the future while traveling backwards. So maybe this means that your journey is taking you somewhere you've been before, but it's different this time because you see it differently. Because like usually this bird sort of travels that way, right? But in this approach, it's looking to the future and traveling backwards. So the Hanged Man is procrastination, having a look, scoping the things out that you're looking at. What are you looking at? How does it sit with you? This is the analysis. For someone in particular, this is also talking to analyzing a past loved one, which is bringing up the change of values within. So how you value yourself with regards to you relating to your passions in life. Just confirmation there. So this is like for someone specific who has a past loved one that they're connecting with. So this is in that regard, connecting with a past loved one is seeing the future while traveling to the past. So that is giving me mediumship, discovering the physical plane through time. And that doesn't necessarily mean discovering time in a straight line. That means that you could be experiencing the past in a non-sequential way. So it's experienced in random. Sorry about that. So we've got air and water energies here, but Spirit just gave me a decade, the 70s. That's really random, that never happens. But I got that with that 7. So the 7 here and the 0 in this card. But this is like sorting through the dream state, the illusions of a past loved one, through the energy that they lived when they were in the physical plane. This is very interesting how this has come out. But we do have spells in the next house. So generally we discover something before we implement it. So this is discovering the things that you like to learn about in the world, in your world. So this here, this horn on the head, I'm not quite sure what type of fish this is, if it's a fish, but it's an underwater creature, right? It's got a sword there. Swords tend to speak to air energy, even though this is a cups card. So we've got air and water here. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. What this is pointing towards is the release of stagnation, the release of something being still, sitting for a long time. It's like stagnation occurred because the lack of adventure or lack of opportunity to experience or go. Because I'm getting a lack of movement with this. Perhaps, you know, with, okay, what I'm getting here is that your passions require you to move in the present time, but there's also a sense of restriction here because the polar bear is sitting on the iceberg, right? Even though your passions make you move about and revisiting certain places that you've been to before, this is talking about some type of changing a value with how you've been living in your environment because you're unable to move for a moment, right? Something was untouched for a period of time and it's being moved around now, released. So this Knight of Cups here is saying like where that moment in time where you can't move, you actually awaken to the things in your environment that you start examining, you start studying things around you. Because what this is a sense for, even though I can't move right now, and I know I'm going soon, but this is, I'm going to make the most of this moment, of what I have. Because there's a sense that inspiration to love and beauty is being opened up. Especially in the past, like, it's like there's a sense of vulnerability now because it's like the sense for changing value is becoming apparent. The sense of more fulfillment of love. Especially where in the past where that wasn't received, that energy is being released. There's a new idea with regards to releasing stagnations. This is a connection to a past loved one, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, or that past loved one is speaking about Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Okay, so what we have here is the Tower. It's an awakening, but we've got the tiger fish here, which means that like tiger fish is, I kind of feel like this is an abrupt awakening, like it's kind of a penny hits the ground and it's an instantaneous kind of awareness, right? Because there's the reality of, whoa, this is so valuable. This is so valuable to me. This is the energy I'm getting for you. So there's something about this being so valuable. There's a healing of, I'm getting the chest. This card always gives me the chest, the lungs, speaking, breathing through water, through emotions. So this is like finding value in breathing and speaking the words of the emotions that are felt around the chest, around the heart, right? Because you're experiencing love. You're seeing something that you're like, wow, I really see the value in this. I'm falling in love with it. And there's a change of speech because it backs you up. You feel supported by it and it supports you. So this shift, this change in value renews your strength, brings you extra support. What it also brings is the release of secrets, the opening of the subconscious. This could be during the day, where the nighttime effects are taking place during the day. However that resonates. We have a release of magical tendencies here. Because what this is when we say magical, it's just that things that are occurring without an explanation. But until it's further studied or further looked at, examined, it is understood clearly. But what is also understood of all the reasons of persecution, okay? You can see why it was kicked back, ignored, neglected. Because understanding its true form is relieving the layers of illusions, right? Ooh, 10 of Wands. So where mind, body, and spirit comes forward to speak in alignment, 10 of Wands is talking about like this idea. It's inspired by action. It's beautiful. It's confident. And it's someone who sees himself as a business leader. So what I'm getting here is like, this is the work for the King of Wands to pursue. If you relate to the King of Wands. Because what this is here, going from 10 to 4, is rebuilding. So go 5, 10, 4. This is rebuilding based on, so a change means that something has to be taken away and then something else has to be brought back in. So whether it's replaced, improved, however that change is made. But there's a step back to get, there's one step back to get 5 steps forward. Okay, that's that type of energy. All right, let's move into the next house. Okay, Aquarius. So Aquarius in the 5th house is all about Leo and Aquarius. Okay, so what we have is we ask the question what you can be paid for. And the Leo's house is all about your sense of creativity, your sense of romance. It's also talking about children, so the children that you have or in future. This is how you express yourself creatively, okay, through your projects, how you apply yourself. Now, what we have here is secretary. So you can be paid to look after someone else's business needs. So it sounds like Aquarius, you're very organized. We've got here blogger, critic, other writers. So you can be paid to blog, so post feedbacks on services, services and agreements. Making some type of, so we were picking that up in, which house was it? It was books, pens and someone writing their thoughts, okay? So we've got here, you amazed me. So something you've done or something you're going to do in ties to your creative life purpose. this is like you're quite amazing. So whatever you come up with or whatever you've been doing is quite amazing, Aquarius. So keep that creativity going. We've got elders here. So this came up in a reading yesterday, and Spirit's bringing that up so I can relay that information. So we've got here elders. When we think of elders in the spiritual form, because we've got spells here, so we're talking magic, right? We've got physical plane, and then we're speaking about the elderly with regards to magical things, okay? So there's something here that, so elders are heading into the spiritual plane where our youth have just come out of the spiritual plane. Everyone else in the middle is trying to work it all out, okay? So as an elder knows all about language, all about life, okay? And so we've got here, perhaps you're an elder or you're very, very wise for your age, meaning you're an old soul. So perhaps you've got some genetic information embedded within your biology, Aquarius, where you can speak as an elder or speak like an elder. This could be also applying to you working with elders, because there's just something about their knowledge that really enriches your experience and your creativity. We have spells here. So spells are all about the air frequency. And to move air, we have to breathe and produce sound. So speeching and spells and speaking. So spells and elders. So talking about the knowledge of spells and the impact of doing spells. So you could be teaching people or elders, you know, there's something about writing about the wisdom of being old, becoming old, and relaying that information back for whoever it is that needs to retrieve that knowledge. So spells and speaking, what we say about others is a spell. What we say about ourselves is a spell. So I hope, you know, we do have critic here, which implies some type of focus on negativity. That's okay. We always need to focus on positive and negative. We need to be aware that both things are at play all times. So this is talking about, you know, you could be a critic, but be a positive critic. You know, this doesn't work because it's missing this element of love, right? And to provide positive feedback, okay? There's something about the way that the words are used, and to enlighten the mind of the wise. Okay, so thank you, Spirit. Why is Secretary, Blogger, Critic, other writers, you amazed me, elders and spells here for Aquarius in Leo's house of what you can be paid for? Nice. Okay, so this is like someone else's energy with regard to you. So you're someone who tends to just walk in and get the job done, or just get in there and find your feet and find your way. That's what that energy is giving me. So however you apply yourself through the means of earning money, there's a sense that you just sort of jump right in without even knowing anything. So this tells me that you're okay with guiding yourself through your intuition. The underlying energy here is the Five of Wands. In this particular setting, this kind of gives me preparation for conflict. Okay, so that could be being mindful of the words being used, especially identifying a negativity and expressing that through word or through thought is a form of spell. Okay, so the underlying energy here is that maybe you take steps towards new opportunities because you're trying to sort out some type of tension underneath the surface, figuring something out. This too also gives me combating people who don't have spiritual intellect. This is tension too, because if the black cat is connection to spirit, then we've got 3 people who are batting spirit, right? Means that they're dampening spirit rather than listening. So maybe if, you know, the work that you are expressing is being criticized by others, it's because they can't see the spiritual connection. There's some type of celebration here with regards to tension, which is quite interesting, because that's nice. All right, the tension here and the celebration is because something is coming to a balance, right? Heart. So, okay, what I'm getting from this is the white feathers is your connection to angels. We all have angels. Angels need permission for you to interact with them, for them to help you, okay? So what's going on here is that we've got ties to Egypt, Egyptian times, and ties to dogs, so loyalty, right? So this is expressing loyalty through history, okay? But this dog is looking to the future, okay? So this deity, I'm not quite sure what it's called, please excuse me, but this deity comes here with justice, judgment, but means that it comes in balanced. So it's balancing the heart, so what others pursue through passion, and balancing that through your angelic support. So angels work with you to get you onto your purpose. And because you've got, you know, a lot of this work in the physical form in the first 4 houses, then we start diving into you know, your outer world, how you express yourself through how you apply things, because, you know, as we get through, we'll have a look. But, you know, this is once again bringing balance to partnerships, bringing balance to situations where devastation is celebrated. So there's something about changing the way to fix that. The 9 of Wands comes in from the past. So this is like someone who's moving quickly, and they're working from past energies because they're bringing that forward. Now, spirits just said that don't forget the sprinkle dust here. This person comes with a lot of ancestral connections. This person is moved for spirit by spirit. There's something about having to quickly sort out the necessities of nurturing. How is nurturing organized in a fast-paced environment with people who operate through the past very quickly? Well, this is also speaking about someone who has knowledge of many lifetimes, like beyond their current lifespan, meaning that they hold knowledge for a millennia. And that's where all these ancestral dust lights are coming through with this person's energy, because it's about correcting what's being nurtured. It's the way that things are being cared for. And it has to be done in a way that's ethical, and it has to also be done in a way that is in flow with the emotions, so keeping things comfortable. This is also true, I'm getting, with this comfortability and the nurturing, something is coming in when you get to that space. So the devil keeps popping up in your readings, Aquarius. So this is like, you know, fears, addictions. This could also be someone else's like intent, or someone has bad intentions, or this is being fearful of using the wrong intentions, because there's, okay, so balancing emotions, having that comfortability, building that space for emotional stability. There is a fear or a worry that things won't be in balance. but we've got Spirit here sitting on the top branch. So I feel like this devil will disappear, Aquarius, when that fear is released. Because there's something about not being believed. When someone feels like they're not being believed or trusted, the Knight of Pentacles comes in. So this is someone working even harder and harder to build trust and bring balance back to the board. Yeah, so this is someone who works really hard to bring balance, justice, to do the right thing. So if that's you having fears about doing the wrong thing, you know what is wrong because you feel that it is wrong, okay? So the energy here is that how the fear is how others will receive it, okay? So there's being mindful of both sides and delivering it straight down the middle. Because at the end of the day, it's up to the person who's listening to find justice in the information that they are seeking. This is someone who's worked really hard, who goes well above and beyond. So once again, I've never seen that before this way, but Spirit gives me new things each reading. EM is significant, or ME. Okay, so the way that someone's... Okay, so whoever's been this hard worker has been applying themselves well above and beyond. This is beyond the silver platter. This is like, is there even a gold platter service? But this is being able to kick back now, because through the hard work, it's like reaping what you sow. So all those, you know, if you've been planting seeds and waiting for them to grow, this is the time where you're going to be offered from your rewards. Offered for new opportunities, being offered for the work that you've put out, for the leaps of faith that you've taken to step out and about. Birds are significant, and we've got air energy here, so feminine with regards to communicating, feminine with regards to speaking, thinking and speaking. And this is like having to deliver something very clearly. So this opportunity that comes in is clear. You see something very clearly. Or reflecting on how you've done something, you see your value. And through your creative projects, a new opportunity comes in, okay? So there is something about, yeah, so, okay. Let's see how that's expressed, you know, through your own interpretations. All right, you're so unique. The way you are and how you are is sensational. So don't forget, Aquarius, your particular creativity, the way you see things and bring things together, is quite amazing. Okay, that's beautiful. Let's move into the next house. Okay, Aquarius. The 6th house is Aquarius and Virgo. We asked what you can be paid for. Okay, so this is in relation to your life purpose. Virgo's energy is all about work and health, those daily routines, your daily grind, okay? So expressed in here, what you can be paid for on a daily basis means that you contain some type of skill level. You have some type of skill level that the world needs from you, okay? So this is what the world needs from you, sorry. In regards to how you work or how you've been working. So what we have here is nutrition. The world needs your supplementation of goodness, okay? So how you see nutrition, Aquarius, the world needs that reflection from you. Okay, so this sense here that you're doing something new. It could be something new into relation of how you made money previously, or how you view nutrition in life, you know, the fine balance of goodness and the fuels that we need to sustain ourselves. We've got bone and slice here, and immediately this brought me back to sewing and designing. So we think about, you know, a butcher who has the concept of bone and how to slice that bone. This gives me the same concept of sewing and designing. So someone who's sewing and designing clothes has a very clear concept of the bone and the meat around the bone. Okay, so I'm talking about the physiques of body, especially designing clothes to fit the external surface. Okay, so that's what I'm getting from that bone and slice. So being aware of its structure and how it's supported or how it's fabricated. Okay, what we have is chauffeur, so you taking other people to other places. Okay, translator, helping people understand language blocks. This gives me that spells there with an unawareness of magic, spells and speaking, curses. You're able to translate information across to people who don't understand, okay? All right, and then we have choreographer. So whatever you're doing on the daily, you're able to choreograph some type of routine. So whether you're choreographing people in their work, so managing them and thinking about how they move about their daily life. Choreographer, so, you know, thinking about what the world needs from you is aligning yourself to produce for the world. Okay, so Spirit, why do we have nutrition, new, how you made money previously, bone and slice, chauffeur, translator, choreographer for Aquarius in the 6th house of what the world needs from you? Okay, there's a lot of other people's energy over yours. Coming out in that 8th house, so this is like dealing with a change or a transformation. This is also like a mission, so a way to get across from A to B. Because we've got here the 10 of Cups, right? So we've got Divine Warrior, confounds the wicked, brings victory and peace. So this kind of coming up in reverse. Okay, so perhaps the people in the world that need this from you are those who are unable to conquer, don't feel that they have the strength or ability to get through life. There's also talking about people who are dealing with wicked energies, okay, where they can't bring victory and peace to oneself. So this is why the world needs this type of skill set from you. You already have this within you, Aquarius. It's how you use it to benefit others. So what we have here, so we've got God, Master of the Universe. Perhaps you're, speaking to people who haven't mastered their environments, mastered the things in their surroundings. Because on the underlying energy, we have the Tower. Okay, so the Tower generally is a shift, a change. And what we have here is a disruption, all right? So what's like the energy we got before, you take one step back to get 5 steps forward, right? With this home and family energy. But where you have here in work, perhaps what you're doing, your delivery in any of this format, it's new and it's different, okay? So with something new brings change, right? And we've got the Tower. So aids in transformation, change. So where we see change, the transformation, so the shift within the change, okay? Making those changes. What we have here is the Moon in reverse. So this is talking about something that is getting ready to come out. These are also things that when they come out, they have the tendency to make or break, okay? Make or break. So when we think about nutrition, that's a very fine line. If we're not getting the right nutrition, that's breaking down our body, right? It's breaking it down in the worst way. If we're giving ourselves the right level of nutrients within our foods, we are building our body up to be sustained in the right way. So depending on how you want to deliver these concepts back to the world, Aquarius, depends It depends on how you orchestrate it. We've got the Devil in reverse, which is a prominent card of this reading. Okay, so this is like working through fears. This is also talking about like seduction. So it could be like where people weren't felt. It's like there's a group of people in the world that need something from you because they have been dealing with the devil too often, can I say? And Aquarius, you've been dealing with the devil nearly in every house, right? So from your underlying energy through your life experience, these are the things that you draw upon to help others when you deliver your services to the world. However you show up in the world. You know, it could be that you are the person in your workplace who seems to have all the knowledge about what's good for you, good food, good knowledge, how to get knowledge, you know, how to do things the right way, right? You're the one person in your work environment, perhaps, that has made money previously in a different sector. So therefore you hold knowledge across industries, okay? There's somewhere where you take people where they expect to be, okay? So this is your delivery. But how you get them there is the way that you translate the information, okay? So the devil here is, you could be working with that group of people in the world that are having trouble with seduction, right? They're pouring too much into passions because they're not quite sure of what's causing their pain. This is, you know, this has got in reverse here, communicating with the dead, okay? So teaches the occult and magic. So these are people who are looking for clarity. Maybe people who, you know, have addictions or have too many fears or haven't been in the right environments that encourage growth. These are people who have been dealing with negativity, especially with regards to spells, right? They're not getting the right supplements that they need for their body, so they're feeling a lack. So the change here, we've got 5 of Wands, God listening in concealment, politics and ambition. We have wins judgment and protects all who seeks the truth, okay? So when those are ready to stop living in denial and start living in truth, the truth seekers, they then become protected from the devil, right? The devil is no longer impeding their abilities because they see the devil for what the devil is. The devil is an addiction. It's a band-aid. It's a cover-up. So where people are coming out of cover-ups, they're coming out to seek the truth. They're looking for the light. There's a way that you can provide this to them. You have this insight through your experience in life. So you do have this, the way that you work, you've got this divine power within you. You've got this, people sense this hidden godness within you. All right, so there's a way that you're able to help people through mental troubles. So sorting through what they need and getting them to get there so they can get it themselves, right? So that's facilitating the change for them. Ace of Wands, the patient God. Number 30, so fertility and multiplicity, protects against despair and helps one be patient. So especially when you're getting ready to pull your work together to deliver that back to the world, there is a sense that it takes time. It takes deep reflection. And once that reflection is seen clearly, then you start making the implementations. You start choreographing things, okay? So it's like you understand it, then you can translate it. You know what I mean? So it protects against despair. So despair comes from non-understanding or too many options. This is the shutdown. So those who have shut down, they come to you. there's a sense that you have some type of patience, right? And we've got mission here, protects against slander. So those who, the world demographic that requires this information from you are people who have been slandered time and time and time again. Spells, okay? They've been slandered. So for those who can't see the impact of what that is, there's a sense that it makes sense through a ritual or a ceremony. This gives me synchronicities, the same thing happening over and over again. Eventually they wake up to it because it's like, hang on, this has happened before. Hang on, I've felt this before. I've seen this before. This person has come to me before. Okay, so that's when they awaken to the cycles, okay? So you're in the illusion until you awaken to the cycle. So this is helping someone see the cycles and then how to change them. Treasures of heaven and earth. So how to operate in between the two is to speak clearly, is to be direct, and is to be honest. All right, let's jump into the next house. Aquarius. So the 7th house is Aquarius and Libra. Libra is all about relationships, partnerships, close ties. So this is talking about marriage, so husband and wife. This is talking about girlfriend, boyfriend, fiancés. This is also talking about business. So those close ties, people who you talk to on a daily basis, where you come together to manage a joint estate, or managing a project together, managing a family together, managing whatever you're managing together, that's that close tie. Okay, so I just got really short of breath. Okay, so Aquarius and Libra, partnerships and relationships. What we have here is correctional and jail with the pink. So this gives me the energy of that, like, partnerships and relationships, it's like your energy is as strong as an institution, right? We think about a bank. A bank governs their business within a building, 4 walls, within a dimension, okay? They govern their whole business operation within that business space, okay? So we've got a bank in here, and what banks deal with is currency and money, and the management of money for others. So what we have here is managing partnerships and relationships, or this is, you know, you working with your partner to manage these concepts, but these energies are coming up. So we've got here that in partnerships and relationships, whether we're talking about husband or wife, girlfriend or boyfriend, you expect your partner to show up correct. There's also a sense here that there's an attraction to perhaps people who have, you know, this is the same concept of that split view, you know, like seeing things in a dark perspective or seeing them in the light perspective. So, you know, correctional means to be correct and something to be refined. So correct over time. This gives me really close management, okay? So your partnerships or the people you work with, the people you speak to every day, they feel like you're as solid as a foundation, okay? There's also too, when you navigate in your partnerships and relationships, there's a sense that people have to do the right thing by you. Because what I'm getting here is a currency of correct. How often things are being corrected. Okay. All right. So let's see what that's about. All right. So 7th house, we asked, what is your profession? Okay. So those are your professions in partnerships and relationships. All right. Why is correctional, jail, and bank here for Aquarius? Judgment. Okay. So this is somehow or some way, this is part of your purpose. Okay. We've got only you can decide for you. So we've got judgment coming up here over glass and surfaces and plastic surgery. Okay, so judgment. All right, so we'll bring that in. So we've got the dove here, which is giving me white feathers, so connection to angels, okay? We've got bats and angels here, okay? So, yeah, see, same energy, Aquarius. We're not getting the same cards, we're getting the same energies. So, you know, where dark and light is. Helping, you know, in this house we were talking about helping people come out of, you know, the dark and come towards the light, towards their angelic beings, right? Helping people become more angelic to their own nature. We also got to, like, for a particular Aquarius, there's someone who, like, whose partner is not, like, whose partner is under judgment in a sense, like through some type of, throughout life. Someone's under judgment. Like, what I'm getting is someone's parents put that person under judgment. Like, I'm getting someone's family place judgment over a partnership or the way that a partnership operated. Because this, what we have here on the underlying energy is Three of Swords. So this is like something that's quite painful, you know. We've got red ribbons here and the ribbons are running. So this is like active flow, okay. What we have here is 3 and 3. So we've got 3 of Swords and the 3 of Cups. So once again, Aquarius, Pisces, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Air and water is speaking about emotions, speaking about experience, speaking about reflecting on the emotional pains of the experience. These are the 3 and 3 here. So we've got messages in the numbers. So 3 and 3. I love it when I open up on the right page. So 3 and 3 is a really beautiful vibration, and it's referring to another book Alana Fairchild wrote. Okay, so the Crystal Masters, 333. So the energy behind this is, I'll just read a line out. Okay, so what this is that whatever this pain that you're experiencing, Aquarius, or experiencing with a Libra or about a Libra, or about a partnership and relationship in relation to your profession, this is talking about wherever that pain is coming from, especially in the communion of 3. This is talking about for you to ask for help. Even if you don't think you can manage something on your own, ask for help. If in doubt or in uncertainty or anger, love is always the answer. Okay, so this is talking to calling upon your ascended masters to assist you with any painful situations. And if you are a reader and like to read into things, I don't have that 333. I don't have that Ascended Masters 333 book. Whoa. Okay, so okay, so we've got 334. So we've got air, water, and then we have earth. So what this is coming together. So 3s also are aligning mind, body, and spirit, or mind, body, soul, in connection with another's mind, body, spirit, or mind, body, soul. Okay, so this could be talking about air and water energies aligning, or aligning the communication of spoken word and the effect of emotion. This is the confines of what happens in the 3D, but what I'm getting here is 3D on this card, because it's confined by XYZ axis over time. Okay, so there's a lot of, what I feel like you're working through, Aquarius, is to discover your life's purpose. There are 3 revelations of mysteries that have to be revealed to you in order for you to see clearly what your life purpose is. So I'm touching on these things, hoping that you awaken to what you're meant to be doing, or you awaken to what you are doing is part of your purpose, you know? So, because we've got 6 cups upright with the 7th cup facing down, so it doesn't contain any emotion. Yet it is the connection between the moon and the sun, the light and the dark, the day and the night, the hot and the cold. So what we have here is the Son of Pentacles in reverse. So in between those 2 dualistics, in any aspect, the Son of Pentacles comes in and is talking about, you know, the inability to manage currency. Well, there's something here that is being looked at, okay? So maybe someone else is like, I hope this wouldn't happen, but maybe you could be dealing with, you know, some type of financial institution where your experience with them highlights some gaps, you know. But there's something here where that's being illuminated to you. You know, we've got the turtle here with the Bunsen burner lantern, I suppose, you know. So this is bringing light and heat to the dark. In order to access light in the dark, there has to be a feminine certainty. And then we've got, so storms here. So this is like an awareness to how to operate in between the two. So what this is like, maybe you have an awareness or an awakening to a business partner or a close tie in life where their behavior, you see it as needing to be corrected because there's something here that drives the change. There's a change in concept, there's a change in ideas, right? Because something didn't come forth, so there was a change in perspective. Or there is a change in perspective. So this is whoever is like, if you're being the viewee and viewing both sides, whether you're looking at someone else in a close tie, or whether you're dealing with business ties and dealing with the bank institutions, or dealing with, perhaps you have a partner who works in correctional and jail services, that type of stuff. You know, this is attracting those people who see the need for correction, see the need for currency. So we've got the Ace of Wands. So a lack of, there was something that wasn't seen or wasn't thought of. It was like a change of ideas. Father of Pentacles in reverse. This gives me like, maybe avoiding to deal with someone who you thought was a wealthy business leader, or but really kind of just shows up as, instead of someone's, you know, maybe learning in life that, you know, only you can decide for you between these two institutions, these energies, is saying that, you know, one of them showing up as a Father of Pentacles, where the underlying energy is that it's the Daughter of Pentacles. You know what I mean? Like, because that's the whole point of this judgment here. It's like separating, you know, separating things and putting them in their place. So this is like we've got the color spectrum on the horns, but then the color spectrum within the environment. So what is being seen here is that the horns on an animal, I suppose it represents the male, it represents masculine, it represents protection and charge. It represents survival. But in reverse, this is saying that where that's not represented on someone's surface, it's being represented in their environment. So Aquarius dealing with, you know, a close tie, a partnership or relationship, looking to seal the deal. This is making sure that, you know, that person isn't just saying they're the Father of Pentacles because they're feeling like the Daughter of Pentacles, right? So this is someone who's overselling themselves. Okay, so this is like, whether it's at the bank's offering you all of these deals, but you know, they're offering you these Father of Pentacle deals, like lifetime deals of interest and savings, where in the fine print it tends to be, but this disclaimer and this condition here and this is that, and if this happens then this peaks, and then when that peaks this occurs and this fee is added, and then this is also A, B, C, D, right? So it keeps going on and on and on. So when we're thinking about things that are institutionalized, there are things that also are policized. Okay, so when we talk about the bank, things have to be done correctly. You know, a bank cannot govern anyone's money if they're not governing it correctly, right? So Aquarius, you're not going to go invest your money with that bank if they're not actually giving you what they're saying they're going to give you, okay? So this is like, your life purpose in life is to decipher the surfaces, the subsurfaces, right? There's also too, like, for someone who has a partner who is dealing with someone who is in jail, this is also talking about not being able to express their needs. That's what I just got from that. Because without being able to express their needs, there's like, they can't take action, right? So when someone doesn't have the things that they need to survive, like nutrients, they're unable to carry out their daily duties. That's unusual. So someone just, that was particular for someone who's tied to someone. So like I said before, we do have 6 degrees of separations that can come up in the readings, okay? So what's happening here is, once clarity is sought, it's like once you read through that contract, once you get to know that person, you can make the decision on how you wish to engage with that close tie. You know, only you can decide, right? So if you're dealing with someone who's bringing a lot of negativity, a lot of addictions, and a lot of narcissistic traits or something, you know, this is like having a realization and working out how to deal with that. This could be using institutions to deal with those types of things, because this is, you know, like person and person seems unequivalent. It seems to be person and institution. So what I'm getting here is that, like, policies, something about policies. Something about policies needing to transform but unable to. When those policies transform, there's a sense that, like, well, this is like an agreement, right? This is an agreement within your marriage. Like, there is something here that, you know, you're dealing with a situation outside of your partnership, but you're dealing with it together. So however you're needing to manage that, you're both needing to see through the illusions of what is casted in the fine print, all right? So there's something about when something is able to transform, then you can see the full severity. Like, I'm seeing someone peel the next page over. You're starting to see, whether it's actually valuable to induce your time into that institution. right? There's something here that because there is because it's like the policy is not saying something, or like some type of institution refuses to say the truth, it's that more work has to be done. More work has to be done. So it's less about the knowledge and more about the knowledge and more about the concept, the idea. Okay? All right, so we are going to leave it there, because how the concept and idea comes out depends on the way that it's received, okay? All right, so let's jump into the next house. All right, Aquarius. This is the 8th house. So the 8th house is all about Aquarius and Scorpio. Scorpio is about transformation and change. What we have here is we asked what is your mission? So this is something that really drives you throughout life, to create change. Now what we've got here is that physics and astronomy. So there's a lot of numbers at play here, and with regards to the distance and the movements of our surroundings. So we've got physics and astronomy, clay, concrete, glass and stone. So what this is talking about, your mission involves the entire universe. And, you know, right down to the earth that we stand on, the dirt, the clay that our shoes make contact with. Even how us as humans have interacted with the elements to transform its nature. So we're talking about stone and glass here. You know, sand is required to make glass. Stone is grinded down into sand to make glass. You can catch my drift, right? How things are transformed over time, okay? So to what we stand on, to what you see as far as you can see. So this is your mission, Aquarius. Okay, all right, so it's huge energy, big energy. All right, so why is clay, concrete, glass and stone, physics and astronomy here for Aquarius in their mission? Okay. All right. I just heard you want to transform the secrets of the world. Okay, so we've got external energies coming over here. So this could be the things that you notice, part of your mission that you want to transform. So we've got things here coming out in your achievements, especially to do with books, scripts, edits. Okay, we've got glass and surfaces twice, right? So what we have here is the way that you see things through your feminine perspective or creativity brings you new opportunities, right? So when you are aligned, Aquarius, mind, body and spirit, when they are in sync, your perception is beautiful. You're able to see how things need to transform from the dirt right up to the stars, to the furthest planet. This is talking about, see, we've got snakes here with trees and flowers. So the transformation of natural qualities, natural biology, or the evolution of how it changes. There's something here that brings great emotional fulfillment. And that's something that we want to hear when we're on our mission, right? Because a mission sounds like it's never ending. It's tedious. But this mission is when you see clearly, like this is when you think clearly, you're knowing. There's growth in that change, huge growth. Okay, so let's see what this is about. Threes are becoming significant in this reading. So you might want to look up what Ascended Masters are, if you feel called by those words. Okay, so there's a new emotional beginning. Lots of things coming up from the ground up to the sky. Things being cleansed. How do we call that? This is evaporation. Say, for example, what I'm seeing is after the rain, the sun comes out. That heat starts evaporating that moisture off the surface, right? So this is the scope of how you see things. The whole process. Yeah, it's like in life you take, I'm seeing someone go, no, that's not going to work. No, it's almost, that's not quite it. Here it is. So I'm seeing someone like with this, the Fool popping up here and there. This is like you taking those leaps of faith towards the things that matter to you. There's a search for truth that is important as well, because there's a sense that what you see and how it occurs over time brings you your truth. Oh wow, itchy throat. Okay, sorry Aquarius, itchy throats. Itchy throats. So what Spirit just showed me then, because I like to speak to what I'm feeling throughout the reading, because they're extra signs and symbols. Okay, so the tickle in the throat, Spirit showed me the didgeridoo and how that's caved out over time. So what I was feeling in my throat then, as if my throat was the inside of the didgeridoo, and I felt my throat being carved out. So that was like, you know, sort of carving out extra spaces to define a frequency, to define, okay, I don't know why Spirit told me to say that, but anyways, Son of Pentacles, taking the leap of faith towards something you believe brings you value, right? Because you're seeing Earth, you're seeing the stars, you're seeing the sky, you're seeing space. We're spinning in time. As we spin, you realize what you stand on. You know what I mean? When we have a clear perception, then we know what value is and where it is valuable. So this is like, because you've taken the leap of faith in different aspects of life, this is you defining on value, because it's really narrowing down a perspective. Especially what I'm getting here, Aquarius, is that with the moon in reverse, I feel like people haven't been honest to you, or like you've gone through life feeling as though people haven't been honest with you. That's what I keep getting with this moon in reverse popping up. So in a sense, there's been a way that, like, because others haven't been honest with you, there's a sense that you look to your external environment for truth, right? Because when we can see cycles of truth in nature, then we can find them in people's characters, because that is their nature, right? The nature of their behavior is cycle. It's a cycle. So we're also seeing the behavior of nature's behavior, right? Nature's behavior. So we're talking about a person's behavior, that is their nature, their characteristics. When we talk about Earth, you know, Earth as a whole, as a planet, There's something significant about the way you walk across this planet, because there's a connection from feet to sky. What I got then was masculine and feminine, so the two. We can, okay, Spirit just said to me too, we can only see clay, concrete, glass and stone in the light of day, where astronomy is focused in the dark, the night. Okay, so there are certain times when it is the best to retrieve clarity, the best to seek clarity. Yeah, because like where you've gone through life, Aquarius, feeling that people haven't been honest with you, you felt like you haven't been able to grow with them or grow within yourself. And this is something that's sort of caused frustration, but also has given you the skill and the knack to see, to notice. We have a Mother of Pentacles with things being out of timing, or you feel that they're out of time. A Mother of Pentacles, so this is someone who's like singular. It doesn't have to be masculine or feminine, but this is someone who works on their own, who's a singular person and who provides for everyone. So it's just one person who can do all the work. This is someone who's like a deep carer and a nurturer. So we've got the Mother of Pentacles and Father of Pentacles. Okay, so we have a singular person who's able to provide to all, but then we also have the Father of Pentacles here too, which is someone who's really wealthy and a business leader. So this could also be that, like, seeing the value within nature and how it nurtures you, but also finding the currency of how it's structured and how it's important, but also how it's brutal. Because I just heard love is a brutal force as well, right? There's a love for learning, a love for knowledge, and a commitment to continue learning. And we learn by what we see, what we take in. So what we have, masculine and feminine, we've got someone who can provide to all, and we've got someone who's really like switched on. They may not have money, but they are very clever. They are very intelligent. There's something about these two coming together. Okay. This could represent, you know, the mother could represent the astronomy, the father could represent the physics, right? The father is the numbers, the mother is the stars. The mother can only be seen through night, and the father could be only accounted for through reference of the night. I feel like you know, this is like very much heaven coming down to earth with this physics and astronomy. That's that concept of acknowledging that beyond us is a greater world. But also this is the connection of those two coming together. Can astronomy function without physics, and vice versa? You know, could we get concrete before we had clay? Could we have ever created glass without stone and sand? So this is also identifying, you know, how masculine and feminine traits fall within one, but is of all. This is growth. So Spirit's saying you're growing. There's what you're seeing, what you're learning, you're experiencing great growth, right? There's huge growth coming out. Especially over the energies of where you grew up, where you came from, where you were born, those home ties. This card, regardless if it's upright or reverse, there's an escalation. So what's happening here is that there's an escalation to a better place, to a better being, to a better way of seeing, even if it's felt negative in the change at first. Because that's what the transformation is about. Creating change is making room for improvement. These are also cutting and severing the cords of karmic ties, you know, where others have impeded on your ability to read from what you see, you know, reading from the stars, reading from the ground, reading from all the elements. There's something about that connection being severed because it's like clear now. So this gives me a feeling that like someone was, or something was like sitting in the way of you seeing a particular star. There was an obstruction to your view, and that's what this cable is. It's been cut, so this obstruction is being removed so that things are being able to see clearly. Oh, my voice just like jumped out then. So the concept of enchantress is that, you know, I become a vessel for spirit to convey information. That's, yeah, my voice does do funny things. Okay, so I've got here I was drawn back to you're so unique, okay, Aquarius, you're so unique. The way you see things, how you can calculate the movement and how it transforms and shifts over time, especially from your perspective and where you stand on Earth. So there's something very important about bringing that knowledge down to the physical plane, okay? So once again, you know, this is either heaven coming down to Earth, or this is like knowledge being gifted and granted to you. Where did that card go? There, yeah, you know? Okay. Let's move into the next house. Okay, Aquarius, so the 9th house is Aquarius and Sagittarius. The question we asked is, what is your first award or achievement? And Sagittarius's underlying energy is all about philosophy, your knowledge, your education, your belief. This also talks about, you know, where you've been internationally and how you've been able to retrieve knowledge by that life experience, okay? So we've got here your achievement. Your first award or achievement is author, books, scripts or edits, and shop fit out. So that's really cool. So this is like a space of your own or a space that you've helped someone else build with regards to air energy. So this is talking about supporting books, stories, movies, art, history. This is talking about facilitating a space to encapsulate those beauties of time. Okay, so how does Aquarius get to this award or achievement? Through justice, and it's done through your spiritual work as well. Okay, so all this work is done through your spiritual work. So whether this is, you know, dealing with Pisces or dealing with underlying energies. See there, the book here is again. So we've got the books coming out in beliefs, all right? So we've got here one eye's been covered shut. The right hand means presently operates by the law that's in function. The left hand, meaning the past, is that trying to balance out positive and negative experiences with regards to masculine energies or masculine or policy or legalities. So how you get there is through some type of transformational change. You experience something in life where you have this realization that there's a space that you need to facilitate for a specific reason. And it comes by an instant change. It's a change of success. It's a change of seeing things clearly, being aware of all the truths. This is also legacy knowledge, so intergenerational knowledge I'm getting from this. It's also being balanced out within the physical world and the spiritual world. The physical world needs to adjust to the spiritual knowledge so that it finds value beyond the materialism. Okay, so there's something about books, authors, scripts and edits holding some type of fundamental information about that exchange. Because what we have here is the way that you're able to get to this is by doing your inner work, by going within, finding places where you connect with yourself. When you connect with yourself, that's when spirit can connect with you the best. Okay, so this tells me that you may connect with spirit in gardens, or maybe in the bush or in the outback. This is saying, you know, somewhere where you feel safe and protected by nature itself, not so much by industrialized commercialism. You know, this is out and away where nature can speak its whispers back to you. You're being guided to come to yourself, especially in moments where you're feeling like you're not hitting the mark, where you're not, you know what I mean? Like, this is, if you are actually writing a book, this is spirit saying, like, we acknowledge those moments of tension or writer's block. This is saying, take a time away so we can connect with you outside of that stress and tension. We're trying to reach you through that stress and tension, but you're unable to access us. So spirit wants you to go to a place where you can connect to yourself through nature. Okay, especially when you're feeling unsure of which way to go, because this Page of Pentacles is like not sure which way to invest money or time. Okay, what we have here is when you get into the uncertainty, when you get out to nature, you reflect on past situations where you felt the experience of love. Okay, because finding love and then writing from that perspective, because there's a love for retaining that information and to express that information. What there is here is there maybe what I'm getting is that someone you look up to, maybe like a role model or someone who you felt has guided you through life, this person maybe feels uninterested in the work that you're doing or the achievement that you get. Don't worry, this person's tied up with their own thing. Okay, once again, this person can't acknowledge your achievements because they're so stressed. You know what I mean? So when they step away, they'll realize how valuable you are and the work that you've done and what you have achieved. So the Seven of Swords talks about moving to different places, going to different places because of the way people behave, barbaric, rude, just, you know, it's just like, I can't believe someone would say something like that's that energy. So this is talking about moving away from people who are really rude, really nasty, who are really immature, especially because when you're surrounded by those people in those frequencies, they're taking away your ability to get more options, which means they're ciphering your energy, so therefore you're not able to manifest the things that you need to work towards the achievement. So this is how you get to your achievement, okay? So we experience sidesteps, and you see things in people where you go, okay, I'm going to pull back from that a little bit and just focus on what I'm reflecting on, because these people are doing their own thing. They're building stress for themselves. Unless they want to come to you to help alleviate that stress, that's really their problem. So what's going on here is that because they're taking from you, you're unable to manifest the things that you need, right? So therefore, because they're stressed, they're making you stressed. But what this is like spirit saying, come back within. If you can't get out to that nature place, find that within the home or wherever you're staying right now. Find that peace within. Others are seeking that same peace. That's why they come to you and take that energy from you. But they need to understand that we all have to harbor that peace within ourselves. So people can come and take your peace, but you have to manage your own peace. Now, this is making a decision about which way to go. You know, this could be talking about, all right, do I start with the shop first? and facilitate other things within that environment. Do I start with the book first and do the shop fit later? This is talking about, okay, what if I don't want a book? What if I want to write a script so it can be converted into a movie? You know, so this is about making the direction about how you want to go about your achievement, Aquarius. Do you want to be a writer, or do you want to be, you know, a screenplayer? The Fool, taking that leap of faith. So we do have a theme for the reading is the Fool. Okay, so the Fool. Taking the leaps of faith, especially when you don't know where you're going, you're walking into achievements, especially in that house. All right, let's move into the next house. Okay, Aquarius. So we've got Aquarius in Capricorn and Capricorn. So the 10th house is where we're reading today. So what we've got here is what's part of your purpose. So what we've got is glass and surfaces, plastic surgery, insurance, money market. So part of your surface, now some of these things can be taken literally and the opposite of literal, like it could be just describing the energy, right? Because a lot of tarot is sort of reading through the symbols. Okay, so what we've got here is glass and surfaces. Okay, this isn't glass, it's plastic, but it looks glass and it has its surface, so it's clear. It has reflection because it has a surface. What this is talking about is, you know, whether you're looking through something or looking at something to see its reflection. Okay, but this is part of your purpose. Now also too, plastic surgery is talking about seeing something, also talking about its surface. Now what I was getting back here with, you know, melting sand to get glass, this is changing its appearance, right? What we have is, so part of your purpose, to see things, to monitor the reflections, to gauge the surface, right? Plastic surgery. Now, if you don't relate to plastic surgery in this lifetime, this is talking about, you know, what are the reflections of making those changes on the surface? You know what I mean? So it can be taken in many forms. We've got insurance, money market here. So this talks about like, this talks about the government. This talks about like institutions and trust funds, right? And we've got a situation where a market, so things are being moved around and things are being valued. So part of your purpose here is to identify something on the surface. The Fool. Okay. So what we've got here coming over, is the Two of Pentacles. So this is like if you work in the insurance industry or something to do with money and banks or the currency of valuables, there's something you're like working in that industry, you'll see something, because with the Two of Pentacles is like talking about the balance of value, right? So that's like essentially when people are investing in stocks, they're gauging the balance of value, right? So if the value is really high, they're going to buy in. If the value is really low, it's a bit risky, right? So like that's the same concept with, you know, making changes. Is that, could it be improved, or is this a disformation? So there's something you're seeing, right? Because there's the difference is whether you're seeing through it or looking at it for the reflection. So that's up to you to decide how you choose to see it. Okay, that's interesting. So sometimes spirit gives it to me straight, and other times it's I have to describe. Okay. So I think at first, like if you're seeing through something, you don't really notice anything around you, right? If you're looking at a window, as you walk past and you're trying to look into that window, You're trying to see what's going on inside that area. But if you're walking past and you look at that window to see your reflection, then you will see yourself in the environment that you are walking in. I just got a third meaning here. If you are looking at that surface to view the reflection of the things around you, so not looking at yourself, but looking at your environment through the reflective surface, this is talking about scrying, okay? So these are seeing things beyond the surface, which means seeing from within on the surface and what ricochets off it, okay? So that's all of those things. So I feel like Spirit's really pointing at here, it's your perception of currency and flow, right? How it looks on the surface. I feel like Spirit's wanting you to establish what's within, what's reflected of you, and then what's reflected around you when peering through this surface or piece of glass. Okay, so what we've got here is the Fool in reverse this time. So this is like an avoidance to take some type of action towards maybe a person who is really quite emotionally balanced, or this is like because someone's so emotionally balanced, there's no need to take action. And what's here is that there's like justice. So there's a lot of justice, there's judgment, and there's the Fool. Okay, so we've got those three energies coming in. All right, so the Queen of Cups is generally someone who is in flow of their environment, right? If you're looking at the surface to see what's around you, you're in flow of your environment. If you're looking at the surface to look at yourself, then you're reflecting on yourself within your environment. If you're not looking at yourself and you're not looking at the environment you're in, but you're peering into the environment beyond the surface, these all mean different things. Regardless of which way you come out, this is talking about being fulfilled, being sure, because there's finding value within all of the ways to view something. It's very particular for someone who's not having luck with banks. It's like someone else is investing their money in the markets rather than with banks, okay? So like, you know, do what works well for you. But when you come to that stage, or if you're at that stage, you'll know where you're at. If that's irrelevant for you, please leave that for somebody else. So this justice here with regards to, there was like an inadequacy, or like, you know, maybe the surface was, maybe looking in wasn't showing you everything you needed to see. Because there's a sense here of not getting the information you need, or not seeing what we expected to see. Because what this is like getting success out of something that wasn't expected. We've got a Knight of Swords, so this is a feminine energy or creative, nurturing energy, rushing to the past to speak about something, so on a past matter. To a Queen of Swords, or about a Queen of Swords, or they're coming to a Queen of Swords. This Queen of Swords, someone who has a spiritual intellect, even though they don't appear old in this picture, this is very much like, this could be you as the elder, you know, the elder with information and knowledge on spells, having that spiritual knowledge and spiritual insight. So someone could be coming to you, if you relate to being that person, coming to you to speak about the past, but they're rushing in, like they're rushing in from the future about the past. So I'm not sure what that is, but what this is like maybe you telling someone, you know, things are how they are meant to be, because there's the success through ways that were, this is like some type of success through something you couldn't access. So what's happening here is that there's deep healing with something that someone had to walk away from. So whether you're telling someone else to walk away because there's just something, like I'm getting a confidence from this Queen of Wands, right? Because this knowledge speaks to being okay about having to walk away from something, or walk past something, you know, being the viewer, the viewee, or the interpreter. So what's happening here is that there's healing, and this is like your Aquarius card, the Star, right? Even though you're air, I always get water energies for Aquarius. It's so weird, you know, because it's like you're pouring the water back into the land, right? So in this picture, you've got light, you've got emotions, and you have the support of the land around you. PG or GP are significant. So, I felt like there's the same message that came through here. So through healing, or through, like, you know, whether you went through a situation, you're telling this other person not to worry because you've been through it as well. It's like you and them sort of establish healing, or you give healing to that other person to be able to move forward and take up a new opportunity. This is also, you know, helping them with the way that you healed something, was through a new opportunity. So what this is talking about, like, also true, like when someone's scrying or reading through surfaces, it's a reflection, right? So more things may come in, or some things may be left out. So it's the part of just dissecting the symbols, okay? So there's something about, like, we got 3 people here. One who walks away as the winner, one who chooses not to speak, and the other one is just is devastated, okay? 5 of Wands. This usually is preparation for conflict, but what is happening here is that it's preparation for community, to align to the same outcome. Because especially when you're talking about the currency of value, this is saying it has to flow perfectly. So there's something about giving and receiving, seeing something from within, seeing you on reflection, and then seeing your environment around its external. Like, it's talking about the things that weave in and out of those spaces, okay? And this is having that intellect and knowledge to be able to make changes. Make changes for those who are, you know, make changes for the pain you've suffered in the past, or make changes for the pain that others have suffered in the past when dealing with this analogy, you know, how they choose to see something with regards to the currency. So all pain is healed through time. All pain is healed through time and truth. What I get here, truth brings some type of burden and stress, but it's ultimately for the good. Okay? So this is someone who's studying the knowledge of good. What is the right thing? What is the good thing? How do I interpret the worst to be the best? And this is waiting for those ships to come in. All right, let's go to the next house. Okay, Aquarius, the 11th house is all about you. So whether you're dealing with another Aquarius, or this is you embodying your energy on your downtime. Okay, so this is what you'd like to do on your downtime. We've got here career, massage therapy, spray paint, supervisor. So the energy that I'm getting from this Aquarius is that I feel like Spirit is saying you might like to consider careers with the following information I'm going to describe. So what we have here is supervisor over spray paint. So this means that you are someone who oversees creative projects, or that's something you do on your downtime that you find great enjoyment in. So we've got spray paint, right? I've explained it before. I think it was... So with regards to spray paint, it has to be contained in its can under pressure in order for it to be exposed, right? In order for us to even use it the way that we want to use it. So when we have a spray paint can, the artist, or the, you know, paint in general, the artist has something in mind of what they're trying to paint. So what we have here is that we've got oversight over creations. We also have so massage therapy. We're thinking about things that are creative, that provide healing to the body's surface, okay? So interesting. Massage therapy, this is also too for certain Aquariuses. You might be going to get massages done, relaxing the muscles a little bit more. This is helping you. So yeah, going for massages is good. Spirit's also sort of giving me that, like, while you're going through those massages, you're in a state of meditation and relaxation. So Spirit's wanting you to be mindful of what thoughts come through your mind when you're actually feeling relaxed. Also too, while that person is paying attention to, I'm seeing someone's back is really quite tight. So if that person is massaging out that tight knot in your back, this is talking about working at something that has created tension over time. So this concept here is that when that person, the masseuse, is working over that tension spot, releasing all of that tension for you, Spirit wants you to be mindful of what comes through your mind at the time when the person touches that spot. Okay, so this is being aware of the pains that your body is bringing to the surface. Something about that being creative, because the 11th house is all about your social life, your friends, or your social goals, like, and this is, you know, how you express yourself in that social environment. But this is very much like, this is getting healing through creation, okay? And that's an important directive here. All right, so what you've been looking for is in front of you the whole time. Okay, so I feel like there's, you know, something you're doing in your downtime where you're able to get some type of clarity, okay? Clarity over something that already exists. All right, so thank you, Spirit. Take it away. Why is career, massage therapy, spray paint, and supervisor here in Aquarius's 11th house for what they do on their downtime? Thank you. Whoa, okay, lovely. Big energy. All right, so you, my dear Aquarius, are finding relaxation to connect with Source, to connect with Spirit. See how it's like we're reading for this house, but it's spilling into the house of Spirit messages. So what's happening here is that you're being guided from your heart chakra to pay attention to what is being made aware to you, okay? So this gives me like, it's an inner knowing because you can't actually see, right? That person is blindfolded, but they are being guided towards a light, okay? So there's a sense here, maybe it's, you can't see it, but you feel it. So this is an inner knowing. Wow, I love that. All right, so we have other people energies flying off the board, coming over life. So this is, we've got the Seer of Fire and the Seer of Earth in reverse. So we've got someone else. Okay, whether this is one person coming off in two energies or whether this is two energies in there separate. They did come out together face down. So this is someone else's energy reviewing your life, or you're reviewing someone else's life energy. So what we've got here is the seer of fire and the seer of earth in reverse. So I'm just trying to decipher this energy. Look, regardless, something is still being seen with the fire because the eye is open. Okay, but something's being seen in reverse. Okay, it's creative because we've got orange and yellow here, and it's connected to the stomach. There's something you'll notice that, okay, so what we have here is that you don't see what's coming in, is that you're headed towards something that brings you great happiness and you're not aware of it, okay? Even though you establish it through your downtime. This feels ancestrally guided with all these little pigments of light. This also could mean too that people view your creations as out of this world. Perhaps they don't see where, yeah, okay, so maybe Aquarius, your inspiration for creative projects comes from out of this world. So maybe people can't see where you get your inspiration from, and it's especially not from planet Earth, because people perceive your work to be so different that they haven't been able to relate to it on this current planet. That's quite interesting. What you're headed towards is making that change for others so that they can also feel connected without seeing what they need to see. So this is feeling inspiration or feeling the guidance without having to actually see something. So this is following your intuition. So the underlying energy here is that we've got your root chakra and your crown chakra aligning. There's also, through this alignment, there's a transformation that's taking place. What I'm seeing is hands-on, home where you grew up, where you came from, and there is spiritual growth with regards to your crown chakra. So there's something you do that's hands-on with regards to home that aligns those two chakras. So connecting thoughts and insights from the root, from the core. What I feel like here is that in the past, you've been like, Aquarius, you've been sort of like vocalizing different opinions in the past. They were snapped up or shut down. That energy is being shifted, okay? Because we had the flowers in the purple, so we had growth in the crown, and now we've got the flower presenting in the stomach. So from the crown down to the stomach means that you're thinking about this creative process and it's bringing you growth. But also in the past, where you've tried to vocalize that creative process, there was a means of you being shut down. What's changing is that your communication, the way that you are able to dissect exactly how people need to see a certain concept, or there's the way that you present it. This too is that because people see this creation from outside of this world, it's that there's like before, when they shut you down, there was a desperation of, they shut you down because they had no idea what you were talking about. They couldn't relate to it in the past. So then they've declined it as misinformation. But what this is now is that you're seeing things clearer, which means spirit speaking through you. So you might find yourself speaking and saying things, and afterwards you're like, wow, I didn't realize I had that terminology inside me to bring across this communication. That's what I'm getting from this card, because it's like spirit, you feeling comfortable and relaxed within your body, within the creations of your mind. This energy comes through naturally, right? Because this card, don't forget, like this card is you're walking towards spirit messages, right? So in your downtime, you're connecting with spirit, and that's so cool. That's beautiful. So like spirit doesn't want you to hold on to those past situations where you felt shut down by others, because there's been a change within you, and it's only been so slight that it makes the external change quite large. So we had the Seer of Fire in reverse. So what people can't see, they're coming around to learning, to understand. Because it brings off a bit of heat, they're starting to see, right? If we're in the dark and we're in the night, you light a fire, people will come to that fire because people feel connected to what they see, right? So what you're creating, where you get your inspiration from, no one else can actually see that, Aquarius, okay? So when you bring that into this world, initially people are a bit unsure because they feel like they don't level up to your creation, your expression. But that's all part of learning. So when people realize that they lack that knowledge, then they should listen. So this is, people coming away from ignorance and then coming into consideration, because, they've been sitting in the dark where it's been cold. And so by you speaking, you are that fire that's lighting and sparking all the flames and keeping the coals warm, keeping it hot. And people are coming because they're starting to learn that what you're speaking about, drawing light to, is creating the biggest difference. And they're starting to realize that what they knew before isn't as much as what they need to learn to seek. So beautiful. What we have here is people coming to your creative expression, and they're understanding that this Taurus energy you bring to your Aquarius expressions, your creations. So this means that people are learning that what you are creating is actually valuable. It's building in value, in money, in currency. And it's also building in demand, meaning that people want to possess that item or to possess that creation because they feel this creative inspiration of healing. Now, I really don't know what this is, but this is like, someone massaging, working out that knot in the back. It's releasing in the creative expression, okay? So that's what I'm getting. Tender to your physical pain, release that tension. Your mind will connect, and others are seeing your value now. See these flowers? They're becoming more prominent as we move through. So we had the purple flower starting here, right? And then we've got the flower being present, being bigger. It's being more awoken by lighter colors, right? You're lighting the fire and you're starting to speak about it. People are rushing in, they're coming in, right? So we've got the flower here and we're bringing purple back into the situation. We started with purple and people are seeing your creations with purple, meaning that you're connecting with others through crown chakra of your creations. Where people thought before that it was like negative ties to perhaps like, I'm getting witchery here with these black feathers, like this is magic, but spirit's saying like it's more witchery. So where people weren't sure to trust you, it's because they put a label on you. They weren't sure of it. So lovely. So these are people coming out. This is you coming out knowing that the creations that you leap towards, that spider web, that, the spider weaves their web of night, and no same web is recreated. So it's a new creation each time that web is redesigned. And that frog, it's like being sucked out or leaping out of the emotions is heading. So your emotions are your pool of your creations. Right? So when you sift through the black and the blue of the emotions, this is your creative network. So Spirit's bringing that in here. Bumblebee, humblebees. I'm getting, because something's new, it's avoided at first. See, it's like this is kind of like this scene, this frog coming out of the ocean. That doesn't really make sense, right? But it's... Is it a frog? You know, but like, this doesn't make sense. But symbolically, it's sequential. Okay. So what I'm getting here is to release some masculine energy and bring some femininity in, because masculine's very logical, feminine's very creative. That's what I'm getting here to, just between these two cards. Yeah, wow. I love these spider webs. So this is something here, you're spinning your webs of creation. And others, you know, whether they feel that you're doing this in the dark, you're also setting a light and a fire to your creations that have been happening in the dark, right? So, you know, this is helping you and other people's root and crown chakras align. So the first cards with that concept coming in is that they were separated here because to come together there had to be some type of transformation. And now the transformation has occurred. They are aligned. Let's move into the next house, shall we? Aquarius. So the 12th house is Aquarius and Pisces. So this is all about karma, secrets, self-undoing, hidden enemies, psychic abilities, subconscious. The question we asked here is message revealed from spirit, or messages. And so even though spirit's welcome to speak through all of the houses, I did peel out a specific house in the Pisces house here for spirit to bring focus to you. So what we've got here is lifeguard, fashion, jewelry, ambulance, paramedic, entertainment, restaurant, lucky number, twin flame, spiritual awakening. So what I instantly got from this is that spirit's bringing me to two forms of recovery or rescue. Now, whether you can relate to you being rescued twice in life or you helping others through situations that's really tough for them, okay? Because we've got lifeguard here. So a lifeguard sits at the beach. Someone who watches the swimmers, making sure that they're swimming between the flags, right? They want to make sure that those people are swimming in the oceans of emotions that are tolerable, right? So if they get caught out in a rip where they're sucked out back to the ocean, they're dealing with emotions that are not equipped to review just yet, right? So you're being sucked and drawn further out. So whether you're dealing with or you're watching someone who's swimming in the ocean of emotions, if you're the lifeguard, you're the one who knows when to jump in and bring that person back to shore. Or there's spirit doing this for you. So you're that person who keeps jumping or going into the ocean of emotions, and spirit's your lifeguard, pulling you back to, pulling you back to earth, pulling you back to shore when it gets too murky. This is for someone who's having outer body experiences, like traveling to other realms to retrieve information. So that's like having that connection to emotions and the land, the physical. So what we've got here is watching over life to make sure it's safe, navigating emotions. There's also placing value over the way things are worn and expressed through gold, silver. There is an importance to rescue or to see the need for rescuing, especially when it comes to tendering spiritual messages, right? We've got spirit messages, we've got recovery from emotions, expression of feelings, and then we've got finding a way to, heal, retrieve, retract, save, repair, prepare. Okay, so we've got entertainment, restaurant. So through entertainment is a kind of like a, entertainment is a form of education, but instead of it just being book heavy, you're being delighted along the story. So something about learning through enjoyment, you know, coming back to that self-appearance, but learning through self-enjoyment. I just got for someone specific, this is dealing with someone who helps you express yourself, or you feel entertained through their hospitality, the way that they build a camaraderie around you. Like, that's what I'm getting, you know, someone coming to a restaurant and everything being built and cooked and set around you. So we've got lucky numbers here, something you're doing and connecting with spirit. You've got some like someone who's good with numbers. It doesn't have to be like calculations, but it's talking about numerology, the numerical value behind the number, the meaning of the number, rather than using it. Yeah. Okay, so take it away, spirit. Wise, lifeguard, fashion, jewelry, ambulance, paramedic, entertainment, restaurant, lucky number, and twin flame spiritual awakening. So by the way, twin flame spiritual awakening, this energy is like push and pull. So you've got someone in your life who is a catalyst for your spiritual growth, and it's push and pull. So that kind of describes this, I need to be rescued and then I'm feeling entertained. So that's that twin flame type of, that's what I'm getting there. So Ace of Wands coming up, this is an idea, this is connection from spirit, and this is giving me a lot of fire. You know, it's an idea, you're taking inspired action, and it's something that gives you the confidence to walk forward with that lantern, that post. So yeah, there's something about you lighting something in the dark for others to come to. And it has big ties to where you grew up and where you came from. So it's shifting the environment that harbored your growth. It's transforming that. So we've got the Devil coming up, and this is like, you know, maybe if you are connecting in with spirit and you're surrounded by people who don't believe in spirit or don't have the same type of connection tendencies that you do, that might bring up some fear. You know, it might be a little bit harder to rescue that type of conversation when you don't know who's backing, what type of beliefs are backing that person up in terms of how they show up in that conversation. Because there's some type of whether this is spirit speaking to someone you're dealing with, when you walk forward to light the dark up, you know, this is like maybe a fear or someone else placing negativity over you, especially where they say like there's no room for what you say, or like, you know, this is sort of working through those tendencies to feel neglected, or this is helping that person and rescuing them through their tendencies to feel neglected, to feel unloved and mistreated. So this is helping those people who can't see that value within themselves. Something about, you know, you like, there's people sitting in the dark and you're the one who's got the light, the match, and it's like everyone's in darkness, and you realize it's like you start shifting around your pockets, right? It's a blackout. Everyone's like whispering because they're like, oh, what do we do? Like, where do we go? No one can see anything. Are you still beside me? Is that person still with me? You know, and you start fumbling around in your pockets, and you realize you've got some type of light device in your pocket, whether it's a lighter, a matchstick, a lantern, something that produces fire, light, warmth for the people to come to. Okay, so you're holding that platform for people who can't, you know, these are like, you know, maybe because other people have set the light before, or, you know, people don't like change. at all, because they get comfortable with change. But change is required when there's room for improvement. So where you feel like there's a lack, change is required within yourself or within your environment. So this is looking at someone who's having issues walking with that light. There's a sense here that there's like disbelief for the knowledge that someone holds, or this is like not believing that that knowledge could be obtained, or some type of information can't be, it's impossible for something to be contained. You know, it's the concept of like, how can someone be speaking to spirit? Someone who's spiritual, it comes around to that idea very easily, because spirit is many things. I'm spirit, you are spirit. Everything has a spirit of a resonating frequency. That is its spirit, its spiritual element. So for someone who doesn't have that analogy, that mindset, they don't believe in how this knowledge can be pertained that way. So King of Cups, these are like dealing with people who can't see the way forward, especially like, you know, once again, everyone's standing in the dark. No one can see which way to go. Everyone's unsure on how they're feeling because they can't see anything. They don't know how to feel. Usually what we see kind of dictates how we feel, you know, our perception. So when the lights go out, when it's dark, how does your perception then take place based on what you've seen before the lights went out? So you're therefore relying on a light of memory, a memory of what you've seen in the light. So when the lights go out, people react differently. Everyone has different reactions. Some people stay calm. Some people might hit the ground and feel for the wall in the corners. Some people might know exactly where they are because they walk around their house with their eyes closed and they know every inch of their house, for example. It depends where you are when the lights go out, right? But everyone's going to react to that differently. They're going to feel uneasy and unsure. They're not going to know who to trust because they don't trust what they're feeling themselves. Also, dealing with people who don't know how to feel and then can't trust themselves. They don't know where to look and where to see because their light has been taken from them. So, you know, once where they were able to, perhaps they didn't have anyone directing them that had the light. Maybe they were listening to a voice in the dark that said, yeah, keep coming, keep following me this way. The light's here, I promise. But they've never walked to the light because they've never seen it. So this is coming out of the masculine energy and focusing on the creativity. There's something about having to let go of the directness and coming back around to the creativeness, because we've got two forms of rescuing here, but then we have like fashion and jewelry. That's very much on the surface, self-appearance, expression, and entertainment. That entertainment is built off the self-appearance expression, right? So that's needing to be rescued here in some way or form. This feels so new as well. Like, you know, this is, for example, you being the lifeguard and you're like, guys, I've been sitting on shore for 30 years. Something has changed in the waters. I'm going to put the flags over here. And because they've done it the same way for 30 years, the team go against that person's intuitive feeling. Right? So they put the flags back where it's meant to be. Lo and behold, there's a shift in the wind. The oceans start getting a little bit rougher. We haven't predicted for this change to occur. So therefore, more resources are going to be needed to rescue those people who choose to think that they are feeling safe swimming between the flags. Because it's the same thing they've done for 30 years and the flags have always been here. But without knowing the undercurrent of the ocean, of the emotions, we cannot predict the way the ocean will carry that person, the way the emotions will predict or persuade that person. Spirit's giving me like dark rooms, turning the light on. And then we've got, during the day, we've got the ocean and being rescued from emotions. Okay, so, you know, whether you're taking that light to people and helping them work through their emotions, rescuing them from drowning through their tears and fears. So lots of reversals here. When you light that flame, when you spark up the torch, when you shine that light, Aquarius, these are all the things that will become apparent to you in your surroundings. And this is, other people will start seeing that when they stand with you where the light is, and you start shining that light in all the corners of the places, people start realizing they're in a very different place than where they were before. And they realize that, okay, we have a need for change here, because we can now see what we thought we were looking at is not actually what is we're looking at. So there's lots of, there's huge going against the grain here. You know, whether you have to rescue someone and it's just, this person goes against all of your emotions, but you're intuitively being guided to do so. All right, I'm just going to do another quick shuffle and cleanse out all those reversals, because, you know, once, if we're going into a, okay, Spirit just showed me like, this isn't, you know, this, I'm just having you, Spirit shows me things to describe. So Spirit showing me like we discovering one of the pyramids for the very first time. And it's a pyramid we haven't discovered before, okay? It's not on our current records. But when we discover this pyramid, it actually uncovers a lot more that we thought we knew or we ignored, okay? So when this pyramid is exposed, the people come to it because they are so, gravity and mass pulls people in, right? And when people realize what that is, they are drawn to it. It's an attachment, because then it becomes a part of their history. And history that had been written before now needs to change, because new information has come about and it rules out the past information that we were going against. That's what I'm getting with this, you running the torch in the dark. That's really heavy. Sorry about that, Aquarius, but this is like whether you know, you're the one running the light, the torch, okay? And you do it for family, you do it for love, and you do it for support. Year of the Rabbit is significant. Chinese Year of the Rabbit. Dragonflies are significant. Fertility and transformation. Yeah, beautiful. So it's like when you light that torch, you realize that you can't turn the light off after that, you know, and it's your responsibility, because you lit that light, you're responsible to take people through that journey now, because they're all standing around and waiting for the next thing, because you brought the next thing to them, so they're waiting for you to bring the next thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's the energy I'm getting from this, you know. So whether that's your family waiting for you to guide them to the next place, whether you are dealing with someone outside of your family, but this energy says, hey, it's making me think about and question what I need for my family. So I'm going to start changing the way that I rescue people, you know, or change the way that the rescue has taken place. You know, instead of sending other people out to rescue other people, are we sending other resources out instead? So we're not harming more people by trying to rescue, you know? Can we have a safety net that naturally lifts people back to surface? For example, you know, so these are talking about implementing safety measures while seeing the change through and making the appropriate measures to comfort those who are feeling emotionally unstable throughout that change process. So there's something about entertainment brings enlightenment to learning. And that's the very first thing you learn in the beginning of your life, Aquarius. The expression of knowledge and how to commit to learning. Wow, that's beautiful. All right, so let's grab some guidance and then we will close out the reading. Okay, Aquarius, we've got the Earth Warriors Oracle Guidebook by Alana Fairchild. These are, I'm just going to grab one oracle, and this is guidance from Spirit in relation to discovering your life purpose or how to deal with any of these energies. Okay, so this is your guidance. Alrighty, let's do this. What's Aquarius's guidance for discovering their life's purpose? Nice. Okay, so you've got 3 cards. They are coming out over supervisor, and what you've been looking for is right in front of you the whole time. Okay. So what we've got is here, number 41, medicine horse, progress on the path. Number 32, Pakcha Kamuk, nourishment of soul. And then we have number 1, Hosa, beauty way of the Navajo. Wow. All right, so what we got here is the numbers coming out 41, 32, 1. So bringing it back down to self, okay? Bringing your foundations to balance the mind, body, spirit into one, okay, to oneself. So this is like the alignment process. So let's read from 41. Okay, so we have... So we've got medicine horse. I am the medicine horse, bringing you the message of freedom, journey, and progress. Do not act as though you are a beast of burden. Claim your innate divine dignity. Allow yourself to feel and be graceful. Recognize yourself to feel and be graceful. I've read that twice, my apologies. So recognize and honor your needs for rest, openness, safety, and respect. An ability to hear, to know, and to feel your spiritual truth, which will guide you in every aspect of your life journey. This is opening up. So connect with your spirit and live with your truth. This is a powerful and sacred bond between your soul and the animal kingdom. If you have a beloved animal who has left this world for the spirit world, here is a message that this beautiful being is being protected by spirit and is loved and peaceful now. That creature is completely forgiven and completely forgiving. You also are guided to honor the inner knowing that flows naturally from your instincts and intuition. As you respect your inner guiding wisdom, your life experience will improve. You will successfully navigate your way around negativity, healing, spirit successfully navigating communication, and loving repair of the sense of self after any type of abuse is indicated. There is a spiritual support and assistance for journey ahead that will take you far, so progress is being made. Number 32. You are granted the gifts of fertility, creativity, and earthly abundance to support all needs for the nourishing body, mind, and soul, and to live your life fully and capable of manifesting your divine purpose. Give yourself permission to nourish your body and provide your heart, your mind, and your soul with what they are hungry for, meaning sweetness, divine love, and freedom to be authentic. When you feed yourself that which nourishes you wisely and generously, you shall become one who can also feed the world for that which it truly hungers you. Explore and experiment with natural and nutritional wisdom that suits your body at this time. Understand that your body needs and may change over time. Remember that caring for the needs of your body is more important and spiritually mature than trying to force your body to meet the expectations of a belief system outside yourself. Don't starve yourself of what you need on any level of your being, including peace, solitude, love, time spent in spiritual communion, artistic expression, and nutrition. Answers are coming for you for your questions and all about the forms of nourishment, including nutrition. So do not give up when you are so close to finding your way. If you have struggled to get your needs being met on some level, a blessing is given to help you into a more nourishing and abundant situation in all areas of life. Beautiful. And number 1. I'll just okay. All right. So, you are my sacred earth child, and I am your divine earth mother. With unconditional love, I provide all that you want and need so that you may fulfill your sacred destiny. We will always belong to each other, with abundance and generosity. I support you and reveal such divine beauty meant for you that joy and awe shall fill your soul. Relax now. It is time for you to be healed. This is a beautiful solution available. Do not place your faith in worry or stress. Allow life to unfold. As you relax and give yourself permission to rest within the vastness of beauty and nature, you will become more receptive to be the best way to handle things. Don't try to figure it out by force. Just let go and trust that what is needed is coming to you at the perfect time and in the perfect way. Your peaceful mind shall readily and accurately perceive all that you need to know. Beneath the noise, beneath your worries, and beneath all concerns, there is oneness between you and life. Even though your world may feel chaotic at times, even if you fear you have gone back off track, the path that will return you to peace, beauty, balance, and harmony is always here for you. You do not have to become stressed or exhausted to fix what isn't working. Solutions can come to you more easily when you allow yourself to drop out of pain and into pleasure, the beauty of life. Sometimes problems will disappear altogether in this place, and you shall release and realize that they were nothing more than the dark creation of a fatigued mind. Sometimes you will discover a different way to look at things, and a helpful vision gifted by spirit applying a simple and inspired idea can change everything and free up your energy so you become more productive. Honoring life's beauty isn't all about ignoring the reality of the world or becoming superficial. Instead, it's a deep spiritual feeling of trust, openness, appreciation for the divine presence shining in all aspects of life. This appreciation restores the soul with sublime recognition of greater loving intelligence that is always present, always inviting, and always responding. When some form of ugliness is disturbing your soul, threatening to steal your peacefulness, trust, and divine, you're being guided to come back to the beauty of life, back into worshipful reverence of the sacred. From that place, you then become empowered to deal with any situation in a way that increases love and joy in yourself and the world. Rather than being overtaken by ugliness, offer beauty instead. Can you relax for a moment now? This is the first step into the spirit of the beauty way. Allow the simple beauty of nature, of human kindness, of divine love to seep deep into your soul, infusing it like a sacred tea. Divine beauty moves through you and fills you, bringing you a lightly euphoric feeling. You can be uplifted, renewed, and at peace. The divine feminine knows how to create beautiful harmony. She includes you, your life journey, and human beings, and the world as a whole within her wisdom and grace. When you relax into her beauty, she will show you many possibilities. She will help you attract what you need and want. In this way, you can become a channel through which her creative healing energy can flow abundantly into your life and into this world of yours. So hold the card lightly at your heart and the guidebook comfortably in the other hand and say aloud the following, which I will do for you. Today I walk in connection with beauty. All darkness and evil departs. I am infused with beauty and peace. My thoughts and my words are beautiful. Nothing shall hinder my reverence and ease. I choose to walk in oneness with divine beauty. Turn to the east or to your right and say aloud, the children of all the earth are beautiful and blessed with wisdom. Care is given for all beings of the earth that are vulnerable and in need of divine protection. They play in divine beauty. So turn to the south and turn again to your right and say aloud, the young people of the earth are beautiful and blessed with wisdom. The flow of life energy is aligned with divine will to benefit all. For the greatest good, they dance in divine beauty. Turn to the west or turn again to your right and say aloud, the parents of the earth are beautiful and blessed with wisdom, spiritual strength, and true guardianship of all earth's beings prevail. They love in divine beauty. Turn to the north or turn to your right again and say aloud, the grandparents of the earth are beautiful and blessed with wisdom. Guidance is given and heeded to create harmony, peace, and beauty between all peoples on this earth. They rest in divine beauty. Standing in the center and following, say aloud, I walk with beauty before me. I walk with beauty behind me. I walk with beauty below me. I walk with beauty above me. I walk with beauty all around me and within every part of my soul. So take a moment, Aquarius, to connect to your heart, believe in the power of your words, and feel what it is like to trust the divine healing beauty that flows in you and throughout your life. You have completed your healing process. Congratulations. Aquarius, this was your How to Discover Your Life's Purpose reading. I hope you enjoyed. Once again, this is a super long reading, so please make sure you can use the video timestamps to work through the sections as you need them. This is a timeless reading, so it will always be here for you when you need it. Okay, beautiful Aquarius, you are protected. You are expressed with creativity, and you are understood by others. For the light, you are the guiding force. Aquarius, until the next reading, thank you so much for your beautiful energy. Love and light.